Hello there, and welcome to Stage 46. Oh man, Stage 46. That's right, yes. Uh, the crab continues. Holy crap. Uh, okay, no. Alright, we'll move on. So, yeah, for 46, I had it sitting there, I was loading my tanks and whatnot, and I was just kind of like, alright, this is going to be cool, this is going to be a non-issue, we're going to have a great time, we're going to pop all kinds of cryos, and then, like, just roll through this level, it's going to be no problem whatsoever. And, as you can see, so far, my plan is being executed fantastically. And then once the cryos wear off, just a couple of shocks to keep the worst of the damage off of the tanks. Now, I feel like I could have just let them do their thing. Like, let the rocket launchers just kind of fire away and let the medics do all the work. But I was really worried that I'd start losing some tanks possibly, especially to that sniper tower when the damage boost is up, because that sniper tower with the damage boost is almost like having a freaking cannon. Like, it's pretty intense. So I kind of wanted to avoid that. And I also knew that there was like this wall of boom cannon, or sorry, boom mines coming up, and I was just like, I don't know. And I decided to play it safe. And I have a feeling, unfortunately, that playing it safe may have possibly cost me in the long run. But we'll worry about that later. So honestly, this level was really pretty straightforward. I felt like it was almost a gimme for the tanks, because the tanks are just like coasting right through. It was almost like tankcation. You know, all these other levels I'm rocking, like, you know, these weird troop combinations that I'm not used to. Alright, they're not necessarily weird troop combinations, it's just like heavy Zooka and Riflemen Zooka, but I very rarely use these different troop combos. So when I start rolling in there, I'm just like, what's going on, guys? Weird. And I'm not gonna lie, right here, this is the turning point of the entire attack. So I've got everything down in the bottom corner. I'm blowing up the shield gens, and I was like, alright, that's cool. I've got like 17 energy left, and my tank started to kind of come out, and I was like, okay, all those critter bats are going to keep the sniper towers and the boom cannons distracted. All I gotta do is flare, and I could have flared left and gone down into the bottom corner to go after the core directly, or go up to the right and kind of cut across and then take out the boom cannons and sniper towers and everything, and kind of come down in between the mines. And I decided to go this way because I wasn't sure if my tanks would just like hit those mines and things would go incredibly wrong, and you know, I'd end up paying for it. And it turns out I ended up paying for going around the long way. If I had just cut down into the corner, I'm pretty sure I would have had the damage to actually finish the base off. And you know, I could have done this in one attack. Again, another situation where I feel like if I had more than just the 6 offensive statues, I would have been laughing, you know? Like, literally this attack is 2 artilleries. 1, 2. Oh, so close. It's heartbreaking. Heartbreaking. I just, like, I saw that attack go, and I was just like, oh, wah wah. And then I decided, alright, cool, we're gonna take a deep breath, we're gonna switch over to some hookah, and take a crack at 47. We're moving on, like troopers. But I think I chose completely the wrong troop composition for this level, I don't even know what happened with this first attack. It went that badly. I'm almost ashamed of showing this. I kind of wanted to just be like, oh, 47, yeah, no, I skipped 47, don't worry about that. It's just, you know, kind of kick it behind me so no one can see it. Unfortunately, I'm sure some wily internet aficionado out there would figure out pretty quickly, hey, wait a minute, guy. You're missing an entire level out of your thing. So, you know, here it is. That's fine. It's okay. I can live with it. I'm a big boy. I can handle the fact that I massively bungled this this first attack. As you can see, I just tossed like a mountain of GBE at the rocket launchers because I have a ton of GBE and no troops at this point. And then also I kind of started messing up my calculations on how much health everything had, which is why I ended up like wasting an entire artillery over there on essentially empty ground. So I thought, okay, now I'm getting things sorted. I can go in with my Ruka and kind of go up the left-hand side where I've already started to clean things out. And this time I'm gonna, like, you know, I'm going to make up for that last attack and how rough it was, and everything's gonna be fantastic and everybody's gonna live happily ever after. And I wanted to get a little fancy and sneaky because I saw the speed boost there and I was like, you know what would be amazing? Army ants on steroids. Oh yeah. Unfortunately, it turns out army ants don't like to stay under the freaking smoke. And then I was late with my shocks, so they are most definitely on steroids. And then when I was expecting them to just rip everything apart, the scary mortars came in. I forgot to shock the scary mortars, and all of my steroid injected crazy ants scattered. Like, I don't know, so many things that scatter. It's alright, you know, like, hey, I really, you know, at the lower levels, I didn't appreciate the scary mortar for how absolutely devastating it is. But, oh man, at this point, like, again, I'm in another scenario where I've got tons of GBE left over, but no troops, because I started screwing up and I was just like, and I guess, which, you know, is unfortunate, but it is what it is. And the worst part is, like, this is attack number 2 on 47, so we're now 3 attacks in on a base that when I looked at it initially, I was just like, oh, psh, 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 and so forth, because I thought for sure I had this. I was like, man, this is so easy, I don't even know. But those freaking mortars, they did some things. And then I decided, alright, it's time to go in. I'll take out some of the shield gens in the middle, because the shield was pretty big. I think it was, you know, a couple million, 4 million or 5 million or something. I'm not 100% sure. It's been a while since I did this level, and things are still kind of foggy. I still got like no sleep. I literally dreamt of Boom Beach. I don't know if anyone out there has actually done it, but like, not just dreamt of Boom Beach, I dreamt of editing videos for Boom Beach, which for me was like totally a new experience. I was just like, I woke up and I was like, oh man, that edit was amazing. I edited that thing so good. And then I was like, wait a minute, that edit didn't exist. Which, it made me laugh. I don't know. I thought it was pretty funny that my subconscious is taking my editing to the next level, you know. Fortunately, in my dreams, I have some mad skills when it comes to video editing, so if you guys could just watch that for a little bit, it'd be greatly appreciated, because it's definitely a lot better than what I do with the actual utilities that I has. Anyways, so yes, this is actually attack number 3. You didn't miscalculate that, you didn't misunderstand that, you're not wrong. This is attack number 3, and, yeah, that is still an HQ standing at the end of attack number 3. I do not know how I did that, but, yeah, it actually, this level 47, this is the first base that just kind of, like, stymied me. I don't even know how I got so tied up and bogged down. Like, this is my Vietnam, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like all of my troops are going to be coming home. Well, the ones that do come home are going to be coming home with, like, PTSD. They're going to be, like, talking about Agent Orange. There's going to be conspiracies, like, someone's going to make weird phone calls from a hotel room. I don't know. Did Watergate happen in Vietnam? I'm kind of foggy on the old American history there. I don't know if Watergate was part of Vietnam War or some kind of war thing. I know it was like a big deal and everybody was crazy, and I don't know. So, moving on. Yeah, my poor troops after 47, they're going to be coming home with some serious issues. Because, like, oh man, why wouldn't they? But that's okay. After wasting 4 attacks, sorry, it's hard to even just say that. After wasting 4 attacks on 47, we're gonna move on to 48. And 48, as you can see, is just like this amazing reprieve. It's just like, hey, you know what? You got hookah already loaded. Just enjoy. Just go with it. Just roll with it. Have fun. Do your thing. And so I did, because I don't know, why wouldn't I? Now, very key is keeping the middle of the board, like the mortars and the shock launcher and the machine guns and everything. I made sure to keep that completely frozen, because the shock launcher would do horrible things. And then right behind it, once you're in range of those stupid laser beams, the laser beams need to be stun locked too. The good news is, when you're working on the laser beams, they're actually like in the middle of like this mortar cluster, so one shot, shock, I guess technically, is super devastating to like the remaining defenses in this area. Because if you can shock the laser beams, and you know your troops are relatively stationary fighting like all of these things, because at this point health boost on all of these buildings is well above 200%. Well, not well above 200%, but it is above 200%. Like, pretty much everything that I'm attacking that would normally have like 10,000 hit points has 30,000 hit points and whatnot. So the mortars aren't as effective because they're just shooting at the heavies, and the heavies aren't really moving that much because there's all kinds of stuff in the way, and it works out really nicely. So after that absolutely devastating 47, where I was just like, what am I doing with my life? I was questioning everything. I was questioning religion. I was questioning politics. I was all the things you're not supposed to talk about or question. I was questioning the question out of them. I was questioning the act of questioning, actually. Yeah, we're gonna go with that. Yeah, I just kind of like, I really needed this 48. I felt like it was very nice and easy, and just, they were like, okay, We know we're gonna ruin people's brains with 47. Let's give them a nice mellow 48 so they can recoup and, you know, kind of go from there. And thank goodness they did, because as you can see, I am just barely Oh man, dog farts. Oh, dog farts are I can taste it. I wish YouTube had smell-o-vision. That honest. It just keeps getting worse. Oh, I can taste it in my mouth. Oh my goodness, that is incredible. I don't even know how a puppy dog can do that sort of thing. That is ridiculous. Whew. I need a moment. I'm sorry, guys. That is... No. Oh, it's so bad. Anyways, I completely forgot where I was at. Wow. So... Once you set up shop, there's a nice little safe spot in there. You can just kind of throw your mortars in there, or throw your Zookas in there, and they will take out the HQ, and you'll get a nice fat win with some nice fat loot, and watch the rest of the stuff blow up over on the left-hand side, along with the duchy, because I hear it's on the left-hand side. Now... back to another level 47 looking mofo of a map, and I figure, okay, I'm looking at this, I see nothing but crazy cannons, and like, I've got a cryo bomb I just set off, so the cannons are even shooting slower than they normally would. I am going to rock this level. And then I feel like the cryo bomb just didn't last at all. I feel like it just disappeared. And I was like, what the heck is going on here? This doesn't make any sense. This doesn't hold up. What happened to all of my stuff? Like, Jeebus. I guess, I don't know, maybe I have been playing this game too much in my sense of time and reality have somehow become skewed and belong now instead in some sort of alternate dimension, some sort of Twilight Zone, if you would. Or maybe, you know, it's all good and I gotta pay better attention to what's going on around. So I basically, I once again ran out of troops and still had GBE, so I started burning all my GBE. I think part of my problem is I'm so used to rolling tanks that, like, I'm always like, okay, I've got to save my GBE because I got to make sure I have enough that I can drop my troops, and then I can start doing this, and I can start doing that, and then I can start worrying about how I'm using my GBE and how things are going and what I'm doing, and all of that, and it kind of, I don't know, I think it's just, I gotta get a little better with the Ruka especially, where it's just like I should be dropping the GBE bomb, literally the bombs from the GBE right away before troops are even down on the ground, because they're, you know, that's what it's there for. There's no point having 150 GBE if I've got no troops that I can use the GBE to protect, you know what I mean? So, definitely plan on working on that a little bit, trying to figure things out and get everything in the right order. And then, as you can see, the stupid mortars again, just absolutely ruining my troops' days. The good news is, at least with 49 here, I'm not like 4 attacks in. I am kind of pulling everything together and getting into where I want to go and doing what I want to do. And I started to use up all of my GBE, which I feel is moving in the right direction. But maybe a little too little, too late, too little, too late, a little bit too little. Whatever. So I kind of just let the troops roll in, and clear. I figured at this point I wouldn't have much chance because of the rocket launcher, which is kind of chewing up my troops on the bottom side there, and all the mortars and everything. I didn't really think that I'd be able to finish off this level, so I went for more of a, alright, let's clear up the map, let's kind of take out as many mines and defenses and all that kind of stuff as possible, and then, you know, next attack I'll be able to coast in with a few troops, make it really nice and easy, and get a super easy win, which kind of worked out for me, I guess. Unfortunately, I started getting the, like, that you've been playing too much timer, which does not happen to me very often. I very rarely ever see it, and very rarely do I ever see it where, like, I'm still playing and I need to play, and I'm like, oh my god, I've got stuff to do and this stupid timer is here and stuff. So very different experience for me. It definitely ratcheted up the difficulty level, because I started getting all kinds of like, oh my god, am I gonna have people attack me while I'm trying to do things, and is it gonna kick me out, and what kind of craziness is going on here? Then I found out, oh no, it's not a big deal. You only get kicked out if you're not in the middle of an attack, so doesn't matter. And then, of course, by that time it was a little too little, and doesn't matter. Well, you know, get over it, and lessons learned, I guess. It's always a good thing to have a few lessons learned, right? The moral of the story is, don't sweat the small things, and everything is a small thing. No, maybe. So yeah, once I kind of walked through the wide open areas, I rolled up here and just started shooting at everything. I kind of wish that because, like, clearly you can see I've got two sides of those shield gens completely cleared. I feel like I probably could have done a little more if I had, like, just gone in there. The only thing is, I went in there, there's 4 rocket launchers that would have immediately been, like, all over my troops. So it was kind of like one of those weird, like, danged if you do, danged if you don't. Danged. That's right. You know, you're darned if you do, you're darned if you don't. Is that maybe a bit better? There should be a D word maybe that goes in that saying. Anyways, yeah, my big fear was, you know, if I went after those shield gens, those rocket launchers would unleash the hate on me, and everything would go bad. So I ended up leaving it and kind of skipping forward. But I guess a win is a win, right? Like, it probably wouldn't have saved any extra attacks or anything. And then, wham! Yeah, another replay, I know. We got level 50 here, obviously, and I'm using the cryos to try and take out as much as possible. What I didn't account for, though, was that I guess speed serum and the cryo, like, counteracting, and I feel like the boom cannons were still a lot faster than they would normally have been, which was kind of weird, because it was like, shouldn't you be slower because of the cryo? It was very, very strange for me, but very interesting. Definitely, if you're going through 50, take out, like, just throw an artillery onto that stupid speed serum, kick it off, wait the timer out so that, like, the speed serum wears off of everything, and then drop the barrage on those cryo bombs so that everything starts going off and they can kind of chain reaction their way around. Because that way, like, if those boom cannons had been crippled by the cryo bomb, I feel like this attack would have been a much different result. Like, things would have gone down a little bit different, in my mind at least. I don't know, maybe not, because as you can see, when I get into this area, this is kind of where I wanted more of the Riflemen, sorry, and they're already gone because of those stupid boom cannons, and I'm kind of stuck with what's left over and trying to clear through, which is okay, I guess, because you know it, it's gonna take 2 attacks. I really feel like most of the bases from here on out, like now that I've hit 50, I've kind of hit my goal. Like when I started going through, I was like, hey, maybe I'll even hit 50. Ha 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 ha. Not really thinking I really would, but now that I have, I almost feel like I can just hang up the beard and just be like, you know what? I hit 50. I'm out. It's cool. I don't even care. I'm just gonna chill from here on out. So I don't know. I may be doing more videos. I know there's still lots of time for lots more attacks, but I think I might just chill. I've definitely pulled off a personal best. I feel like I have definitely accomplished some pretty fantastic stuff, and from here on out, it's just kind of, for the love of the game and whatnot. I don't know what kind of like sayings you'd use, but whatevs. So yes, anyways, thanks very much guys for watching. Hopefully this has been helpful. Hopefully this has been entertaining, and most importantly, hopefully you guys have a fantastic day.